And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy Fly Island Guy. Today we are back in the CJ4 and we're continuing our European tour. Now, I know I said European tour, but right at this moment we are in Morocco. So, long story short, it was a lot of money flying here. Like I was trying to get the bag, as the kids say, and so I took this trip to Morocco. And so we're going to be leaving Morocco and heading back into Europe now, specifically to the island of Porretta. Well, I think the city's name is Porretta in Bastia, France. Let me just confirm this. I don't know if the whole island's called Porretta Bastia or what. Bastia Porretta airport serving Bastia on the French Mediterranean island of Corsica. Okay, so the island is Corsica, and Bastia Porretta is the airport. There we go. So it's funny because the name of the airport sounds Italian, and that's because the airport is kind of located off the coast of Italy. So if you look here, this is where the island is. So we're all the way down here in Morocco. We're going to be doing this trip up to there. Flight time for today is, let's check in SimBrief, about 2 hours, just a little over 2 hours to get over there. And we're going to be cruising at 43,000 feet. Weather-wise, here in Morocco, we're actually at Al Aroui International. Winds out of 020 at 2 knots. Visibility is extremely low, as you can see, at 200 meters. There's lots of fog, but outside of that, no significant clouds and temperatures. In fact, the conditions were similar to this when I landed. So, not going to be much to see until we get up and above the fog. However, just double check where we're heading. Over in Bastia Porretta Airport, we are looking at winds out of 260 at 3 knots. Visibility is 500 meters, so it's not much better than here. Also fog in the area as well. So right now it's supposed to be kind of early morning, so we'll see how things change in the next couple hours. Hopefully they'll clear up a little bit, as we're going to be doing the RNAV approach. It's not going to be as precise. It's doing like an ILS approach, so that could come into play here. We'll see how things go, and we are ready to get out of here. What's this? Emergency lights not armed. That is very correct. Let's come over here, and that guy. All right. Set our flaps for takeoff. And which way are we heading? Taking off from runway 08, so that's going to be off to our left. Probably hit this guy with the wing. So there's definitely not a lot to see here. Weather conditions are cool and foggy here in Morocco. So we're going to have to backtrack up the runway. Maybe this truck is gonna lead us to where we need to go. Or maybe it's being douchey like all the other trucks and other vehicles at the airport and just getting in the way. I'll have to turn my taxi lights on as well. It is very, very difficult to see here, folks. Alright, so runway 8 is running from right to left. It's amazing how thick this fog is. That is crazy. So we're about halfway up the runway right now, so we're just going to do a slow taxi all the way to the end. Not going to worry with the passenger briefing today, just because it's not really that long a taxi. All you all need to know: put your seatbelts on. Don't ask me any questions. All right, that's where we stand right now. Our cargo today is actually some executive passengers. So we have the CJ4 in the first class configuration. So they're going to be expecting top-notch service and a nice smooth flight. All right. So just took a screenshot just to show the not so cool conditions. Gonna go landing lights on. That is it. I may actually get the de-ice on as well. Just because going through some heavy cloud. As soon as we come out, we can go ahead and turn that off. All right. Ready to go, folks. Rotate speed is 99 knots. Rotate.
Airborne time log.
And away we go. Gear up. Just gonna get the weather radar on. Almost stalled. Out of the clouds already. That was quick. Out of the fog, at least. Alright. Look at that. Can't see anything below. I'll go ahead and get that anti-ice off. Don't really need it. This is what Moroccan mornings are all about. It's cool and super foggy, I guess. So it's been interesting time in the CJ4. It's really flying it all around Europe. I think that once we hit the next level in on air, I think we're going to be pulling the plug on the European tour. So if you see this message, I'm kind of curious to know, where would you guys want to go next? I'm sort of thinking, deciding between South America, Africa, or East Asia. So Japan, China, those kind of places, Philippines. If you hear this and you got any suggestions, let me know. Whoever gives the most suggestions, or whichever gets the most requests, I will go there. If not, I will just randomly choose the next place we're going to start flying. Alright, enable nav mode. So as you can see, with the wonderful Microsoft weather, all the fog has disappeared. So now you have a better idea of what Morocco looks like. Beautiful city here down below. Yeah. So it's just a detour from the usual. Just came over here to Northern Africa for a little bit. But yeah, going to be heading right back into the heart of Europe. I'm also wondering, I'm getting a little bit of stutter. I'm wondering if I turn this off. It's not really making a huge difference. Very stuttery as I look around. Backing off helps a little bit though. Alright, so let's take a closer look at this port. Oh, sorry, before we do that, what is it? Yeah, let's get that timer started. So just have an idea of where we are. I always forget to do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's look outside. While we're looking at that, we'll take a look and see what Bastia Porretta is all about. Or Bastia in general. So as France's second busiest passenger port after Calais, the dynamic city of Bastia remains lively year-round and offers a wonderful welcome to Corsica. As I mentioned before, Corsica is the actual island. While it may not have the relaxed charm of its long-term rival, Ajaccio, AJACCIO, and is home to fewer people, it's much larger to stroll around and has the feel of a genuine lived-in city that refuses to sell its soul to please the tourists. So, in terms of top attractions there, they have Terra Nova, which is the Bastia stern-walled citadel built between the 15th and 17th centuries for the city's Genoese masters, known as the Terra Nova. Despite looking much older than the lower towns, it's largely residential and uncommercialized. And the amber-hued Palais des Gouverneurs now houses the Musée de Bastia, while the majestic Cathedral Saint-Marie and the Rococo Église Sainte-Croix, home to a mysterious black oak crucifix found at the sea in 1428, stand side by side a few streets south. So we also have Terra Vecchia. Crisscrossed by narrow lanes, Terra Vecchia is Bastia's heart and soul. Shady Place de l'Hôtel de Ville hosts a lively morning market on Saturday and Sunday. One block west, Baroque Chapelle de l'Immaculée Conception, with its elaborately painted barrel-vaulted ceilings, served as the seat of the short-lived Anglo-Corsican Parliament in 1795. And further north, Chapelle Saint-Roch holds an 18th century organ and trompe-l'oeil roof. Alright. And let's look at one last one. Musée de Bastia. My French is a little iffy, but I'm assuming musée means museum. Occupying the former palace of Bastia's Genoese governors, set into the formidable walls of the citadel, this museum retraces the city's history from its early days as a Roman trading port. Expect plenty of busts and portraits of local dignitaries such as Louis Napoleon Maté, inventor of the Cap Course aperitif. Admission also gives access to the palace's lovely upper gardens with views over the port. So this is a very beautiful island here, beautiful island town. Population of Bastia as of 2014 census is 44,000 roughly, and the area is 19.38 kilometers squared, so it's a very, very small area. In fact, it's just a little smaller than Bermuda. So that's a quick heads up on Bastia, the town that we're going to be flying to. And as usual, I'm looking forward to the sights and sounds once we get closer to the ground. And hopefully our flight will give us a good look at the surrounding area on the way in. Alright? Something sort of weird with the clouds as well. It's just little like bumps in the clouds. Don't know what those are. Anyway, we have a long way to go. Our flight's gonna pretty much take us over the water. Right now we are crossing. I don't know what this area is. Just pulling things up. Maps. Yeah, so it looks like we're crossing the Alboran Sea. Gibraltar is actually off to the left here. The famous Gibraltar. So yeah, we're crossing over. We're going to head to the coast of Spain, and we're going to kind of hug the coast of Spain for a little while. And then from there we'll be heading out into the Balearic Sea. And pretty much going to fly over the Balearic Sea over to Corsica. So lots of waypoints and not much to see once we get over the ocean, alright? Anyway, this is your boy Flyland Guy. I will catch you once we start our descent into Corsica. And hopefully we'll be getting some better frame rates too. I'll talk to you guys when I come back, alright? This is boy Flying Guy. I'm out. Peace. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the video. I gotta stop doing that. So here we are. We are flying above the beautiful, extremely large and mountainous island of Corsica, France. And we're heading down towards Bastia Airport. So here we are. We're descending through about 18,000 right now. We have a little bit of turbulence going on because basically because we're flying over the mountains. There are a heck of a lot of mountains here. I was just actually cleaning up my approach information. Let me put this in as well. So I'm just getting the airport elevation here, which is 26 feet. Oops. Which means our minimums are going to be minimum should be 550. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So we are good to go as far as the rest menu is concerned. Alright, so let's take a look at our approach for today that we're kind of going through right now. So we are doing the Liblo, what's called the Liblo, I believe V1 arrival, and I'm actually not too sure which one it is because there's a couple of them here. I think it's this guy. No, it's this guy here. It's this one, 1V. Yeah, so that's really going to take us pretty much over the mountains. We're going to descend. We're going to cross the airport, heading to this VOR. And then we're going to go basically in a loop and come back to land on runway 16. And if you look at the runway 16 chart, it's pretty much it. We're going to be coming in at Capco after we do that loop, and then we're just going to be using the GPS to navigate around. Looks like we have to watch out. It's not going to be a straight in approach, so we have to kind of be mindful of that. We're going to be coming in from an angle, so we're going to have to do like a small left turn onto landing. Alright, so I'm trying to see what's going on here right now. I changed our I changed the, let's go back to V speeds. I'm gonna have to really come in steep now. Sorry, I had to change the approach. I forgot to actually put in the standard arrival or the star when we were coming into land. And I think that kind of messed something up, which is why we are so off profile just now. Now it wants us to descend to 4,000 feet per minute. Yeah, we're way off profile right now. So I'm trying to get to 10,500. So really making the passengers feel uncomfortable right now. So I kind of messed that up. I think once we get there, things should kind of change up a little bit. Alright, gonna let VNAV handle it again. So we should be coming up on the airport soon. Should be pretty much ahead of us. We are cooking and booking right now. We're actually going really fast. We're doing above, sorry, 250 knots. So we're gonna have to find a way to slow down a little bit. As I said, the airport should be ahead of us somewhere here. I don't know exactly where it is. And let's get our landing lights on as well. Ooh, we're about to have the speed. We're on the verge of speeding. Still not sure where the airport is, but we've probably flown directly above it. Oh shoot. So I kind of messed things up. I've gone straight down to 2,500 where it shouldn't be. Yeah, I definitely messed this up. Why is it?
Autopilot.
Gonna come out of this. Totally forgot to put in that approach ahead of time. That really messed things up. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and climb to 5,000. See if we can get back on profile. Once we get up to 5,000, we should be alright.
Altitude.
Totally botching this up, guys. Sorry about that. We're gonna get it down though, I promise. I promise. So I think VNav right now is looking for 5,000. I think these next couple waypoints, it should be, yeah, 5,000 and above. Alright, let's get nav mode on. We're not gonna mess this up too much. Alright, we'll go nav mode, watch the speed. And nav mode should correct for us once we get close enough. Yep, our nav's armed and it's taken over now. Alright, perfect. Alright, now that that's taken care of, we're gonna put our altitude down to 2,500. And we're going to switch on VNav. And if I'm right, it should start ascending us. Should start ascending us after Capco, which is this waypoint here. Alright, now my freaking out is done. I could get back to enjoying the approach again, because this is one heck of a beautiful approach. And it goes back to prove what I say. island flying is the best flying. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. This approach sort of reminds me when you fly into Jamaica. Very, very similar approach. Very similar. When you're coming into Kingston, Norman Manley International, you kind of fly close to the mountains on your right as well, and you're doing like a left base towards the airport. Very beautiful approach. Okay, gonna start reducing speed, and let's brief the passengers that we're about to land, although we should have done that a long time ago. And I just realized the sound is turned way, way, way down.
Secure luggage and loose articles.
There we go.
Return your seat to the upright and outboard position. Extend your headrest and fasten your lap belt and shoulder harness. After landing, please remain in your seat with your lap belt and shoulder harness securely fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop in the parking area. Thank you.
Still got my spoilers up a little bit. Alright, so we see our VNAV kicking back in action again. So we should be descending after this next waypoint. And we should be going down to 2,500 feet. This is freaking gorgeous, man. Have to get another screenshot. Alright, so we've started our descent. And this is going to take us down a couple more waypoints to 2,500. And from there, pretty much should be arm and approach mode. And hopefully that'll work. I'm also going to start looking out for the airport as well. See some lights in the distance there. I believe that is our runway. I love doing these strange approaches, or approaches that are strange to me. Weird, I'm getting a bit of stuttering in the cabin when I'm zoomed in a little bit. Don't know if I could replicate it. Seems to happen every so often. Yeah, see, it's doing it now. Just keep an eye on the runway. Runway is right there.
Altitude.
Alright, heading to the next waypoint. And we have to be at 2,500 feet for that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and arm approach mode. And once we hit that waypoint, I will go ahead and drop our landing gear and full flaps, and we'll prepare for a landing, folks.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Get on
Landing
and
gear.
full flaps.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
I'm gonna go ahead and manual from here.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Why is the landing gear down?
Landing gear.
Soak up some last views on the way down. Look at that. Is that a soccer stadium or something? Beautiful. Alright, so we're pretty high right now. So we just need to watch that a little bit. I'm just hand flying it in. Trying to concentrate right now. Sorry for being so quiet.
Minimums.
Gonna continue. Gas is good.
0 at 2 knots.
Gears down. We have our landing lights on, so we are good for landing. Put that up there.
500.
I'm feeling a smooth landing coming on, folks. I'm feeling it. A little low. There you go. Beautiful. Little off center, but it's alright.
Landing time log.
Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bastia Airport here in beautiful Corsica in France, not Italy. It's a pretty cool looking airport as well. Our strobes apparently have been awful this time. Let's park here. Let's do this properly. I didn't realize it was coming from the side like that. And our timer has us at 2 hours and 18 minutes. So we're a little behind, but not quite though. Not quite. Alright, here we go. Awesome. All right.
Engine off time log. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by On Air.
This was an absolute beauty of an approach. Absolute gem of an approach, and I hope that passengers enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it watching it. Things did get a little wonky in the end there. That was my fault, but you know, fly-land guy flight isn't a fly-land guy flight unless I mess something up, right? So that's about it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, share it, all that good stuff. I'll be back with another video in the next few days. Outside of that, this is your boy Flyland Guy saying stay safe, and most of all, stay fly. I'm out. Peace.